The easiest way I have found to make the actual teacup is to use a Muller yogurt pot. Simply place this upside down and by taking some Trex, place this all over the Muller pot. This will just help stop your modelling paste from sticking to it as it dries so that you can actually remove the Muller pot away. Taking some modelling paste and a rolling pin, you now want to roll this out so it's relatively thin. I am actually going to be covering this with 2 layers of modelling paste in order to make it more sturdy. Once it's been rolled out, this is the sort of thickness that you are looking for. You then want to take your Muller yogurt tub, leave it upside down and gently place this over the top. Now this will take some time negotiating all of those pleats just because the yogurt pot is so small. But take your time and then we will be simply cutting away any excess fondant before we add our second layer. Now we're going to cut away some of the excess fondant with a sharp knife. I'm not going all the way to the edge, there's a reason for this. Take the majority off first, go closer to the edge, and then you want to flip over your Muller pot. Now as you can see here, I'm actually bringing in that modelling paste into the Muller pot. I'm constantly shaping it around the outside. Remember, I am adding another layer of this on afterwards to make it more sturdy. So keep on doing this and then taking your knife, just trim off the excess that you've pushed into the top of that pot. Now we're simply going to repeat that process. I'm going to stick the second layer onto my first layer using this steamer. So it will just wet the modelling paste. Now just be very careful, make sure you keep your hand in the yogurt tub. Simply because of the steam, you do not want to burn your hand. Go all the way around there and cover this, and once it's glossy, you know that it's all covered evenly with plenty of water. You then simply pick up the other piece of modelling paste, which you can see I already have rolled out there, and we're going to place this over the top. Take your time negotiating those pleats. For a much smoother finish, you're now going to take a large round circle cutter. Simply place this directly over your yogurt tub and really push down into that modelling paste. This will leave you with a very neat rim. You now need to leave this to set. It will take a couple of days. But whilst it is setting and is still flexible, constantly move that yogurt tub inside. That way it won't be too difficult to remove when it's completely set. So once it is completely set and you constantly keep on moving that Muller yogurt tub, you'll be able to take it out very easily. Now you can see just how sturdy this actual teacup is. It's rock hard, it's set beautifully, but it's also kept that lovely shape from the yogurt tub. That is what you want. We now need to create an edible saucer for this. So I have just taken a fine bone china one out of the cabinet. As you can see, that cup fits on there beautifully. And all I'm going to do is roll out some more modelling paste, put some icing sugar on the top of this saucer, place on the modelling paste on top, which I'm doing in between 5mm spaces, so this is a specific thickness, and then I will just cut off the excess, and it wants to be left to dry overnight. In order to create the handle, it is very, very simple. It's just a simple shape that looks a bit like a question mark. And we're just going to apply that with some edible glue directly to our cup. So to make this question mark, all you need to do is start with some more modelling paste, roll it into a sausage shape, and then you want to try and create that rough shape that I already have on there. It's a bit like a question mark shape. Be gentle with it. Modelling paste does set. This will set a lot faster because you're not using as much. But we're going to stick it onto our cup using some edible glue whilst the cup is remaining down. You want it in a perfect line, so take your time with this. And if it does need any support, just use a small amount of kitchen roll. And then again, leave it to set overnight. For the decoration on my teacup, I have just gone through my whole mould collection. You can have so much fun with this. If you're using moulds or if you've never used them before, just fill them with a small amount of vegetable fat. I like to use Trex. And then add your modelling paste in there. It will come out beautifully. Stick this directly onto your cup using some edible glue. You don't need this specific mould. This is just an example. You can decorate yours in any way, shape or form that you want to. And then just leave it to set before you paint it. Now everything is stuck on there and lovely and dry. We need to paint it. I'm using the Rainbow Dust Gold 100% edible metallic paint and a very, very fine paintbrush. Now take your time. You want to paint all of the handle and any mould that you've put on there, any decoration wise. And then we're going to repeat this process with the decoration on the saucer. Again, I've been through my mould collection and this time I found this Wilton matte and I really liked these lovely embossed effects. So I'm going to use some of the smaller features on there with my modelling paste again and simply place it into the mould using some Trex so that I can take them out. And then I'm going to place them around the rim of this saucer. So this tutorial is a great way if you've got loads of moulds that are sat in your cupboard that you haven't used or you've hardly ever used to finally start using them. I'm then going to repeat what I did with the cup. I'm going to let this set and then paint them with that lovely gold 100% edible metallic paint. And this is what you're wanting it to look like. And this is what you will end up with. Now, I'm going to remove this very gently from the fine bone china using a not so sharp knife. It's quite blunt on the end. So there's our saucer. I've also added a few more of those details from that mould I was using to the actual teacup because I thought it would fit in an awful lot better. So we've got a couple on the front and a couple on the back. As you can see, it's all holding together beautifully. This is make a great cake topper. You can put anything in there that you want to. Just be really, really creative. You don't have to be using the gold metallic paints. It's a very simple way to create them. I hope you like what you've seen today, and I will be back soon, everyone, with more new content. Happy baking and give it a try.